So I was in fear of immediate, unavoidable death or serious bodily harm. Memorize it. Because I'm going to talk about why you're not even going to probably remember it unless you memorize it. We'll talk about the physiological and psychological impacts of a threatening encounter. You want to practice saying it. You know, honey, what do you want for dinner? I was in fear of death and serious bodily injury. What? I was in fear of death or serious bodily injury. You need to practice it that much because it's not going to come out naturally. That is the only reason, he hates me now because I'm moving, that is the only reason we can use lethal force is when we're in death, in fear of death, and serious bodily injury or harm. Everything else flows from there. So if I am in a duty retreat state, once nothing happens until I make the decision that I'm in fear of death or serious bodily injury or harm. You know, it's interesting. When they start talking about passing, stand your ground, oh, it's a dirty, hairy law. It's a license to kill. Well, no, it's not. Because nothing happens until you can make the determination subjectively or personally that I am in fear of death or serious bodily injury or harm. Then I can use lethal force. It doesn't matter if I'm in a stand your ground state or if I'm in a duty retreat state. The only difference is once I've made that decision and I'm in a duty retreat state, then I have to determine if I can safely retreat or run away or hide or whatever it is. Note, safely is the important term here. When they apply the law of lethal force to safely in a duty retreat, they're meaning that you can't be in any risk of any harm whatsoever, no matter what can happen. You know, people use the example, it's 32 degrees out, there's 4 feet of snow, and you're in your bare feet. Do you have a duty to retreat and run out your window? No, because you can't safely do it. So remember, safely is a key term. So in a lot of times I try to put myself in examples. Okay, what can I think of in the state of Ohio? A situation where I would be in a fear of immediate death or serious bodily injury, and that means it's going to happen right now. I can't call 911. I can't scream for help because it's right here, right now, that I would have a duty to retreat. Few and far between. I have 2 fake hips. I have titanium. My body's full of titanium. Folks, I can't run away from anybody. And so for me, subjectively and personally, that can't happen. So you got to remember, it's your decision. Now, a jury's going to judge that decision, and that's what we're going to talk about soon. You're in fear of death and serious bodily injury or harm. Because, folks, you want to memorize it and practice saying it, because if you don't, nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to know what's going to come out of your mouth.
If you own or carry a gun, you owe it to yourself and your family to be totally prepared. Second Call Defense gives you complete legal protection for armed self-defense. It's the most comprehensive protection for armed self-defense in America. Join Second Call Defense today.